I pray for my communities. I pray for the people around me. And I tell myself, this year, I will complain less. If I can help it, I do not complain, but give God thanks. And I think that that's what the family needs to start doing. Get the family from if you go back from my generation and even to the next, that's what we grew up on.
But there's nothing wrong with complaining also, okay? Because complaining kind of leads nicely into boundaries, because as much as, you know, you're reflecting or you're thinking about life and family and friendships and stuff like that, you also have to think about I think I'm not going to say like the value people bring to you, because that sounds really, but sometimes you have to look at it like, okay, what is happening here? Do you know what I mean? What's happening? And it could be family relationships, because I think you just got sometimes step back and let people walk their path. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Because sometimes you can be too present. I'm like that in my family. I used to be so present. Oh, Veronica's there, Veronica, and then now I'm like, I'll just sit back and let other people do a bit more work.
Yeah. That is key, because sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
Can be. And in this life, we just have to know to pace things.
Yeah.
To pace things. That is very important. And so in the families, there's so many crises, And I know that there was a time when the faith used to speak, the faith in God used to speak in communities, even in the systems. In Jamaica, you never have a meeting and you don't pray. And then people cannot say when they pray, something good don't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even if you don't get an answer, the situation works out. Because God works in a way that sometimes he will give us the go ahead.
Yeah.
Sometimes he just stays there in the stillness and just direct us. But we don't know how he's directing, you know. But he's directing in the silent, in the quiet. Yeah.
It's true.
And so I believe that prayer is needed even now more than ever, because things and time has changed. And it has not changed for the better. The system has gotten worse.
Yeah.
Communities have gotten worse. The values in people have gotten worse. Morals have gotten worse. Back in the days when families used to pray, there were morals, there were values.
Yeah.
And people used to stand on those values. You'd never go out in the street where I'm coming from in Jamaica. You'd never go out in the street as a child and see an adult and don't say good morning, good afternoon.
Yeah. But I think this goes back to, I think, what you spoke about a while back is the mind, isn't it? It's about it's about the mind, how you talk to your mind. And I think with the children of our families, we can instill all the values, we can instill so many different things into them. But once they step out into that world, it's down to them what choices they make and how they carry themselves, right? And sometimes if the mind is vulnerable, or the mind is, you know, the mind is fragile. That's why we have sometimes a lot of chaos, not with just with our young people, even adults, because they step into the world, they connect with, it's that saying, isn't it? Misery, is it misery finds misery or something like that, right?
Something
Yeah, something like that. Because sometimes it's safer to connect to the darkness than to connect with the light, because to look at that light within, or to talk to God or be vulnerable. It's about being vulnerable to God. Yeah, it's actually just being like, God, I don't know what's going on in my life right now. I don't know which way to turn, and it's okay to not know which way to turn. I've been there so many times, Jennifer, just crying in tears, like, God, what's going on here? Like, but why? And then, why me and all that stuff. Yeah, but
absolutely.
It does.
So easy. It is so easy. It's like when I speak to my grandchildren, because I have grandchildren in Jamaica, I've been in the UK, and I was having, out of the blue, Nicholas's daughter, she messaged me and she said, Grandma, I want to know about God. That took me by surprise. That took me by surprise. I never expected that. And then she was saying, and then I had to, so every now and again, we have a conversation. And I was telling her about the evil prayer. I was telling her about prayer. And when we had the last conversation, I said, oh, Grandma, I want to pray more in 2026. I was asking her what she's hoping for in 2026, And that was on her list. And I said to her, that's very good.
Yeah.
That's very good, because you put God first. And prayer is very important.
That's so beautiful. But as a grandmother, that's what the values you want to leave behind, right? When I leave this earth, I want my granddaughter to be a kind and loving. She is already, and just to have those basic but very powerful values.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because what I find out? What I found out is that society has become now like a rat race. Yeah. And social media, the television, has been commercializing that kind of in Proverbs, Solomon talks about the pride, vanity of vanities, because young people are being taught that if they don't, social media, TV, whatever, the glitter of Hollywood, Bollywood, whatever you want to call them, they are teaching them that it's the posh car, it's the mansion, it's the house, it's the commercialized clothing and the watch and the big chains and what have you.
Yeah, that's true.
And what they don't tell them, what happens behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Because most of these people, they're not happy, even though they have got the material things in abundance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then this is how nowadays, going back to social media, this is how they measure success.
Yes.
Success is by the more.
Sadly.
Yeah.
Sadly. This is how social media has put across values. Yeah, that's their values. And the young people gravitate to it. And even parents have been pressured by young people. Yeah, that they want this because they see their friends with that and what have you. My mother, My mother, my parents, they were very strict. And eight of us, eight
Wow.
children of us. Yeah. They always tell us, be satisfied. My parents has never ever bought name brand for us. Never ever. They teach us to be humble. They taught us to be kind and helping some, even though we were struggling, even they were struggling to feed us, but they were always helping other people.
That's
You understand?
beautiful.
And they taught us the values of life. When you go to school, the teacher speaks. The teacher is always right. Always
For
right.
real.
Yeah. Listen, when you come home and you start to come, the first thing my mother asks, what did you do?
Yeah.
To cause the teacher to do that. Yeah. And if you could never ever come home and say you and somebody fight, because they always taught us to walk away. They didn't send you to school to fight. No. You know. So we are living in a new era, and my heart goes out for the young people and the children because of what they're allowing their minds to gravitate to.
Yeah.
We as a society, as a family, have to bring back prayers in the home. We have to have that discussion with our children, show them the pros and the cons. It's not a bad thing to possess the good things on this earth, but it is more better, it is the best to enjoy the little things of life that we call the little things, but they are meaningful. Enjoy what life has to offer. Look around you, to appreciate nature, the food that you eat. How did that come about?
Yeah, it's true. It's so true.
Remember, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Be blessed.